two sizes going on at the same spot. Both painted on location on different days. This one was earlier on in the winter, and this one was just the other day. You can see that the snow that was up over here all melted, and the last little bits and this deeper shadow is still there. This one on the left is 4872, and that's 3030. That one's a part of a whole sequence of square ones, including like the little one back there, and the one hiding in here. Many of you have probably seen them before. Different sunset, different day over there. And then this big one is new size. For me, I've never painted at this spot this size before. I have done 12 foot wide, I've done 72 tall, and a few other tall ones, but I've never done a wide one here. So yeah, I'm really interested in it. I like the side shadows and stuff. And then, as usual, lots of wild texture. Pretty fun colors. I had somebody at one time, I think I was actually making up the pink on the riverbed. Just for those of you who may not know this area, that's a real color that comes out in the winter. In the red willow here. In the summer it's all green, and in the winter it turns pink, which is why I actually like painting on the river more in the winter than any other time of year. Just going from a color palette perspective, it's pretty wild. So, yeah, looking pretty good to me. Pretty fun. I really like all the wild, fun shapes that come out of the sagebrush and chamiza especially, and the juniper. Each one always has such personality. Some of you can see, probably will have recognized already, that I scrape back a lot of paint as part of my process. So not quite as much as I add, but almost every passage where I've added paint, I've also scraped it back. So it's kind of like a thin layer, a medium layer, and a thick layer of paint, and all the attendant variation and value, as well as sometimes temperature too, depending on what I've layered in different areas of the wet paint. This little color section too is one of my favorite sections in the piece, just in here, the relationship of the shoreline and the grass along the shore and the red willow, and then down into the water where there's this sort of periwinkle part of the water reflections in here, and then they are bluer up over here and back into blue over there, and so forth. Pretty fun. Same here though. The composition cuts off before the reflections get purple in that one, and so this one stays a little bit bluer all around. Also slightly different angle of the sun, and I keyed this brighter one up, the bigger one up, just slightly brighter, I think, overall. Not necessarily intentionally, just sometimes that's what happens with my observational eye. But yeah, I'm interested too, this is drawn freehand with no comparison to that, so to see the, consistency across all these pieces, actually, I'm not sketching them ahead of time almost ever. This one over here is an example where I did because I thought I needed to, and then that day I didn't end up even going and painting. But that's rare that I do that in the studio. For most of them, they're on location by hand onto themselves, which is kind of a fun challenge. So there you go, 4872 piece. Right now, still in progress, but getting pretty far along.